So when we first got to Korea, we did a boot camp in Gangnam for about about 6 days total. Funny enough, I think we were a little bit weak at the beginning of the week. We actually lost a couple scrims. We worked really hard, long days that week. And then by the time we got to the Blizzard facility at Kintex, kind of felt like everything was just clicking. We got to the point where every scrim, I don't think we lost more than one map. It really felt like we were in the driver's seat for that tournament at that point. I think what really changed for us, like team camaraderie throughout the week, and spending time together, and essentially really getting on the same page. Everyone was pretty much just spending 15 hours a day and then just going to sleep. I think a lot of teams started feeling the pressure leading up to it too, those last few days, and I feel like we kind of started to feel less pressure, especially since we had a first round bye, and then we also had first map pick, and we got to pick our like bread and butter map every time.
Atlanta Reign, super scary, player favorites. You can see in the Phoenix logo, the crown sits above them, but they have yet to grab the crown yet. This is one of the best teams that has never won a title.
Going into the Spark match, we had scrimmed them quite a lot. And even when we were in the boot camp and we weren't doing that well, we were still beating them. We were very confident against them. In fact, we just decided we were going to take the mirror everywhere. We weren't even going to try to play some of our normal stuff. We were just going to actually mirror them the entire time.
Percentage. Atlanta Reign, firm hold. They've been getting these first picks. Here comes the Nanos.
Nano across, Stalker, however, dropping glove. Oh, and he just beams him right back down. Nano be damned. Stalker finds the elimination. It's on Shy and Leaf to try to keep this card contested, but for now the touch has not come through and it will not be found. The Atlanta Reign will just beat them and bat them back to close out this series 3-0.
Very one-sided match, honestly. The guys were like trying not to almost troll it. Like it was really, really one-sided. And the next match was Outlaws, and we know that team's good. We scrimmed them. I think we like 5-0'd them, 6-1, like 5-1 them, 6-0'd them the past like days. So we knew we were better, but also like shit changes on match day, and their players are actually really, really good. This is probably their best meta. I think that team's pretty shit if it's not monkey meta, but it is monkey meta. So they're like an S tier team. We actually thought we could 3-0 them. I was actually surprised it even went to map 5. I think they just kind of honestly stepped up. They made some good plays. I think we kind of shit the bed a couple times. We got first held in Blizzard World, I remember, and that was a fluke. Like that never happens. I was happy with that win because a lot of our map wins in that series were like dominant, and then their map wins for the most part were pretty close.
Healing up his front line. EMP available to Pelican. He does hit it, but where's the follow-up? There's no follow-up for the Outlaws. Pelican is down. The Atlanta Reign now a 5v4. Lip is traded as Donghak used the Primal Rage. He is bashing Violet away, and now it is only Shu. No Fade, no Orb, no Houston Outlaws. The Atlanta Reign remain true to their namesake as they take the match. And the rule of the Midseason Madness will continue as they guarantee themselves a spot in the finals.
And we knew we'd be playing them again. I was like very confident that no other team in the league would beat them as well. So we were essentially just preparing for them the next day for finals. I think we, at the end of the day, managed to keep the tempo in the game. Fearless is a player that likes to try to hold tempo a lot. He likes to go first. He likes to dictate the pace of the game. And I feel like with the team he's on, it can be hard to do that with sometimes. So I actually feel like we managed to dictate the pace of the game, and we kept the game in our control at all times. I feel like Donghak and Stalker had to have been like the MVPs of that tournament. The other 3 players are obviously incredible as well and played incredible, but they've all won world championships. I feel like they were more expected to already play well, and everybody already knows they're gonna play well. But Donghak and Stalker, honestly, like really just dominated, like top to bottom. I think if either one of them came in there and shit the bed in their first big tournament, everyone would be like, oh, it's fine. That was their first thing, not a big deal. But they just didn't. Like they actually just clutched up. I think they both outplayed their counterpart. I think if Donghak's not Rookie of the Year, it's like actually just a criminal offense. 3 to 4 days before the tournament, I'm not joking you, Stalker just started hitting like nukes and scrims, just like 30-0ing every map. So I felt very confident that he was not going to get gapped.
Nano for both teams, but Primal for Donghak as well. He's actually slept there up on the high ground.
Stalker gets the Nano, and it burns Pelican to a crisp mid-air. And Shu soon to follow, that extra damage, nothing to sneer at. Together, if you can sequence your whip shot right close to a swing. That's just nasty. Nothing you could do there. They were trying to chase and kill the Outlaws, but they're getting caught flat-footed here. This is starting to get out of hand.
We really felt like we actually should have 3-0'd them. And it sounds like, easy to say hindsight, but I really thought we were going to 4-0 them in finals most likely if we won first map. And honestly, after first map, besides the that one map where Hawk played, we probably should not have played Sojourn. That comp is a comp to where if you can just win that second fight, the whole map opens up. But we fucked up that second fight, fucked up our nano, fucked up our Mei wall, so whatever, all good. But we just took a little bit of a risk on that map, probably didn't need to. It was one of those situations where I don't think we are the underdog. I think these guys like essentially just work harder than everyone else. It's just like fucking robot factory around here. So when we won, it was more of a sigh of relief than excitement because like we were not the underdogs. We were expected to win, like we knew we should win, and if we didn't win, it was gonna be very like disappointing.
There's nothing you can't do when the Atlanta Reign are here to bring the house down. Pelican desperate trying to back away, but bringing the west wind to Seoul. The Atlanta Reign ride it all the way to the throne. The one that was promised to them in the championship. Your mid-season madness victors.
I mean, they just made it look easy there towards the end. The Outlaws trying to make anything happen. They're bringing in the Reaper there, trying to play any style of rush to make an impact, and it did not matter.
Finally got our first place finish for Atlanta, and that's not like one of these cheesy ones with only 10 teams in the region. Like that was the full mid-season everybody land. If that happened to be playoff meta, that would have been grand finals. So now we just got to do it again for next playoffs, like the real playoffs. I think we really mostly kept to our game because what we do is the meta, and how we play is the right way to play. And if you're the best at it, then it's kind of like other people have to swap they have to swap it up. They have to like not play the meta or the correct way to try to win if they can't win in the meta.
What do you think differentiates the way you play from all the other teams?
I think our DPS have really good pacing, but I think it really comes down to our supports. How they play essentially lets our tank play the game the right way as well. He gets to actually get like good value. He gets to essentially make plays and go forward and hold forward in situations where I think a lot of other teams tank could not. So it's like a balance of everybody just being good, like really good. But I really think it actually like starts with our supports because I think a lot of teams just have supports that just don't understand like how to play correctly. They don't understand when to walk forward, how to walk forward. They don't understand that, you know, literally just healing actually matters. Like you are a healer, heal. Their way of playing can sometimes seem boring, but it's just so like clinical that it really essentially makes our monkey and our supports, our DPS, really be able to play the correct way.
God, he's gonna get some healing from Fielder up on the high ground. How that's gonna be an EMP, they're gonna be able to follow this up.
Fielder, they're desperately trying to keep him standing.
Oh,
He's still
how
up.
is he alive?
Somehow he's still alive. That is just ungodly.
I mean, the ability for these supports on the Reign to keep each other up is just so silly.
A couple patches have come and gone like since the Midseason Madness, so I haven't seen the scrims. I don't know how you guys are playing, but I assume it's going to be a little different. Are you equally as confident in this new meta compared to Midseason Madness?
Yeah, I think the meta is pretty close to the same, but what actually swapped a lot is the maps. There's so many, they put like Dorado, Ike, Jib, Numbani, all these maps, there's like tons of high ground, and people are playing a lot more Echo and or Genji or Widow or whatever, so there's a little bit more variety to it, actually way worse Sombra maps in general. I guess from the second half, all I have to say is to the players, as I've told them, thank you guys for the hard work, and then to the fans, people watching us, really appreciate it. We are not complacent. To us, we are back to ground zero. That tournament win essentially meant nothing the second we got back, so we were working really hard again. So yeah, just back to the drawing board, really, nothing's changed. Thank you for the support. I hope we can keep doing these to give you like a little behind the scenes. That's about it.
It seems like Gator kind of has this team so, well coordinated. They're all on the same page. They're able to just collapse so fast with these dives. Just nobody on the same level as Atlanta Reign.